Hey everyone, it's Alexis, and for the last 5 years, I've solo owned and operated a small handmade jewelry and craft business called Jewelry and Crafts. From my personal experience, I say take that leap of faith and get on social media. Since I've been on social media, I've noticed a huge difference, a huge amount of growth and visibility for my brand, for my business, and it's made a big difference. So if you've been considering getting on social media, I'd say this is your sign. Go ahead and go for it. Before I really get into like the meat of what I got to say, I will acknowledge that I am very small on all platforms. Y'all can roast me, y'all can judge me, but I don't want you guys to invalidate what I'm saying, because as somebody who is smaller, I do feel like I notice more of what does work, what doesn't work. To me, a big part of the reason why I have had slower growth is just because I've been so inconsistent. I would come back and go so hard for like 2 weeks, and then I would start to grow, and then I would like ghost my audience essentially for like 3 months. All of that growth I would have would be gone, plus some. Let's say I gained like 20 followers, right? While I was being consistent, I would lose like 25 being gone, and then coming back I would just get so burnt out. I feel like at this point I've realized a lot of why things didn't work out, and I want to give you guys a few of my tips because I just don't want you guys to repeat my failures. So last year was probably like the worst year for me on social media, my business, all that type of stuff. I was trying to finish undergrad and I was stressed. Hello, let's be real. In that time when I couldn't like really work on my business, I was like, well, let me sit here and plan and try to figure out what I can do to be better when I do come back. I started looking at what worked, what didn't work on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Pinterest. And not only was I looking at my own statistics, I was also looking at people who I admire, people who I look at, people who, in my opinion, are very blessed for a reason. Like, they seem like they're probably really nice people in real life, and and so I was like, okay, well, what works, what doesn't work, like, let me study it. Having that setup, that plan really helped me in the future. Without getting into specifics of my brand, I will say to always look at your numbers. Numbers don't mean everything, but at the same time, it is kind of an indication of the visibility on you. The content I made that was the most engaging, I really enjoyed. I put more time into it. I had more energy in those videos, and then I really enjoyed editing it and everything. The videos that didn't do good, it's like even if it was a simple video, I had no energy, I had no enthusiasm about it. I didn't really edit it to make it better, and it's one of those things where I didn't care to watch it. I didn't care to really post it, to be honest. I just thought that, oh, this title would work, it would be pushed out. But one thing I realized is that people really look at you. They go for your personality. For me, LJC is not, oh, a handmade jewelry and craft business, is Alexis. When I was sitting here doing my like silly studio vlogs and everything like that, y'all are eating it up. Y'all still eat them up. But when I was sitting here trying to do these 5 ways to grow your small business, 3 views, and I get it, to be honest. Like, I wasn't upset because I hated it. Obviously y'all did too, but that was my sign to stop doing it. I saw those numbers and the stuff that I really loved, that y'all love. Let me do more of that. Why would I keep posting these videos that obviously y'all don't care about and I don't care about? And another strategy I've kind of learned over like the last like few months especially is that you should adapt and modify your content. For example, on YouTube, people love studio vlogs, but then I also have a variety of other content, and I think people do like that content, but that's not the type of content that you really search for and you look for. But if I have a studio vlog, and instead of having a whole vlog dedicated to like this motivational, like here's how to grow your small business, whatever, I can insert that into a vlog. So I can still do that content, but I just changed my strategy. But instead of just making it very straightforward, I would just integrate it into something that works well. Same thing with like Instagram. It's very obvious that Instagram is not pushing out regular posts like that anymore. So instead of having just regular posts, instead of having like a long caption, let me just say it. I can still show my products, I can still show myself, but people are seeing these videos. Even on my own page, a lot of my posts don't even go to my viewers. It has extremely low visibility. I could not grow from just posting on Instagram, to be honest. But when I post a reel, even if it's not a great reel, it gets hundreds, thousands of views. My followers actually see it. Plenty more non-followers see it. So stuff like that, instead of just putting posts on there, my pictures, just make a video. And I know it sounds easier said than done, but like stuff like that, why would I waste my time continuing to post pictures when Instagram doesn't care about pictures anymore? They want to see videos. Stuff like that. Those are things you notice. You can still make the type of content you like. Like, don't change who you are, but just adapt and be able to like grow, modify. Besides adaptability, I'd say that consistency is another major element. I used to think that consistency was like, oh, you're posting a decent amount, but consistency is just being reliable. If you post every day, your audience expects you to be there every day. If you post once a week, your audience expects you once a week. If you post every 2 weeks, we expect you 2 weeks, once a month, whatever your schedule is, as long as you stick to it, that is consistency. Consistency isn't sitting here posting 1,000 things every single day and just hoping that you have that one video, that one post that just pops off. That's not consistency, and stuff like that leads to burnout, and I've experienced that so many different times. To be consistent is to show up and be reliable to your audience. If you don't show up, why should we? That's not a rhetorical question. I want the answer. If you don't show up, why should we? And I feel like I need to start asking myself that. If I go ghost on my audience, I can't get mad that y'all don't want to click on that little video when I post it. Y'all don't care about that little Instagram post when I post it. Y'all don't care about that little Pinterest post because I'm gone. You can't sit here and be a deadbeat daddy and then wonder why your kids don't care. Like, please be real. Be consistent. Show up consistently. You don't have to have like a set schedule, but we need to know you're going to be there. The only person that is allowed to not be consistent is Corey Kenshin. He's the only person that can just... But everybody else, girl, if you can't commit to an everyday 6 TikTok videos a day type of schedule, don't start that. If you can commit to 1 TikTok video a day, do that, girl. If you can only do 1 video a week, do that. If you can only do 1 video every 2 weeks, do that. But don't sit here and try to force yourself to like post all these different videos on YouTube, all these different videos on TikTok, all these different reels, honey, all these different posts, trying to be on Pinterest, trying to be on this, trying to have a Patreon. Sit down, girl, and be real with yourself. Look at what you can do, and as long as you have consistently good content, that'll be it. But another thing about overworking is that it's very easy to prioritize quantity over quality, which leads me to my next point. Please prioritize the quality of your content. I'll be so honest with y'all. There have been times when I just post something, like not rush to the point where I would feel ashamed of it down the line, but the type of stuff that's like, I completely understand why nobody engaged with it. Like, imagine me going ghost for 3 months and then boom, here's a picture of a bracelet I took like a year ago. Now, it's not a bad picture. The bracelet is pretty, all that, but it's like, what is this? When you post for your small business, it's like outside of yourself, right? If you were to just look at your page, would you know this is a business? Would you know that this person is actively selling? Would you know what you're selling? Would you know what to find you on like all your social platforms? Would I know your mission, your goals, your statements? Am I able to see that from your post? Right? Because if I just post a picture of a bracelet, what does that tell y'all? I've made a bracelet. But other than that, what does that say about my business? What does that give the audience to take away from? What does that give you guys? Nothing. But if I sit here and maybe I'm showing myself making a bracelet, and then maybe I have like a voiceover, a text, and I'm saying like, oh, this is how much I've made selling bracelets this month. That would be a better way to show your bracelets. Or, oh my gosh, here are work in progress bracelets. That would be a better way to show it. Or if you're thinking about selling your bracelets, this is how you can do it, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, again, be adaptable. But if you're just posting stuff just for the sake of posting it, you're not really giving a reason to further support you. And that's not anything bad about your content. You can have the most beautiful products. You can have the most well put together brand, but you're not giving us a reason to really care beyond that. I don't know you. I don't know what you got going on. And you're not giving me a reason to be interested. With me, I look at it sometimes like, I just posted that, but would I really care if I wasn't me? No. For that video, did I really show my business, or was I just talking about my business? When I show my business, show what I got going on, I get engagement. I get people ask me questions. But when I just sit here and, oh, I made a little bracelet, it's just like, what are you giving me? I'm not teaching you anything. I'm not really entertaining you that much. I'm just showing something, and showing something is not it. So when you post things, make sure that it's meaningful. Meaningless content is something to post, but it's very unnecessary. It'll make you more burnt out because you're wasting all this extra time on something that, again, has no direction. What am I supposed to get from this? Always prioritize the quality of your stuff. Again, if you can't make a good quality video once a week or whatever, make it every 2 weeks or once a month, but don't show up until you have a good product. At the same time, that leads me to my next point. Do not wait for perfection. A lot of people, they wait for perfection to strike. Just start. With that being said, I know that's kind of confusing because it's like, how do I just start? But then it's cringy. You need to understand that your first work of anything will always be cringy. A lot of these people I know right now that have all these big platforms, they're selling thousands of dollars every month. You look at their first few pictures on Instagram from like 3, 4, 5 years ago, baby, it's low quality iPhone pictures. But guess what? The reason why those posts did good is that you clearly knew this was their product. The caption matched up and it said, "This is my product. You can find it, blah, blah, blah." It's like there's no confusion. This is a business. This is my product. Boom. And then as time went on, there's a boost in quality. There's a boost in how maybe they modeled their products, how they demonstrated products or services. There's a boost in quality. So I would say just start. Allow yourself to have that early cringy work or the stuff that's like, it's not very aesthetically pleasing. Don't post just for the sake of posting, but at the same time, it's like, when you think about it, I want to tell people about my business. I want to tell people about my products, about my services, or I want to make a funny video involving myself, something that's relatable. Do that, and then as time goes on, when you have that practice, things will naturally get better. Don't just sit there and like just put anything on the internet. Like, actually post something that is engaging, something that makes your business worthwhile, something that makes your business something that people want to go to want to see. Like, for me, I think when I first started posting, it's like I was just some hands right in my pictures. In fact, when I first started posting, I didn't even have my hands. It was just my products, and that worked at first. But then as time went on, I started to show like my little hands. So it's like, oh, who is this person behind LJC? But then for the longest time, I didn't really grow. I was still just posting my little pictures and, oh, here's a picture of my bracelet. Then when I got on YouTube, I was again just showing me working on things, like me making a bracelet or me doing whatever. But it was really no connection and no redirection towards like, hey, this is my business and I do this. It was just like, oh, this is just me working on something. As time went on, I started to be more comfortable showing myself, and I feel like that personal connection kicked in. So it's like, it's not just, oh, I make little bracelets. It's like, well, I'm Alexis and I'm a small business owner, and this is my small business, and I do this and I do that, and this is the realistic behind the scenes of what I have going on. But those are things that came in time. Again, it may seem confusing. Like, definitely allow yourself to have that grace period of that cringy, not regrettable, but cringy work. But as you grow, you will get better. Look at your numbers, look at things that work, look at things that don't work, and adjust and adapt your content, make it better. But if you are just staying in the same place, being stagnant, or just, again, posting something for the sake of posting, it's not going to go anywhere. I know this video was all over the place. I made this whole script and I literally didn't even look at most of it, to be honest with you. But my advice is that if you want to be on social media, be adaptable, be consistent, prioritize quality over quantity, and allow yourself that grace period to figure out what works and what doesn't. Where I'm at in my social media journey is that I'm changing. I am no longer just half budding things or being inconsistent. I want to be adaptable. I want to do things that will seriously elevate my business to the next level. So again, I may be in your same exact position, but I think the difference is that I've been doing it for too long, so I really know what doesn't work. I don't want you guys to repeat my mistakes. So I wish you guys the best. I will be growing and all this type of stuff. If you guys would like to support me, you can follow me here. But again, I wish you guys the best in your journey. If you are new to this whole social media thing, don't be scared, don't hesitate, because one thing I've learned about social media is that the things you were scared about, people can do to you in real life. No social media. But the thing about social media is that the benefits, let me be cautious with that. The benefits can outweigh the cons, because the cons, again, you can come across those things in real life. Just being honest, not gonna sugarcoat it. So don't be scared, don't hesitate, take the leap of faith and make that YouTube channel, make that TikTok, make that Instagram page, make that Pinterest, and you just go for it. And I wish you the best with your small business, your social pages. And if you guys would like to follow each other, definitely leave your stuff in the comments below. Somebody will like you, I may follow you myself. With that being said, you guys have a great day. Bye.